right, talking about creator licensing. So, I mean, this kind of plays into what we were talking about before and the different types of, branded content versus, traditional ads. Um, creator licensed ads ultimately are the way to go here. And I think we've all encountered this. We've all seen this. It's a lot more authentic. It's a lot more engaging. It's more trustworthy. You don't expect that kind of message. And you haven't seen it necessarily in other channels if it's a larger brand either. So it's a way of getting in front of your audience in a way that maybe they're just not expecting. So, um, yeah, so the creator licensing tool, in many ways, if you're familiar with the meta collaboration tool for Facebook, is very powerful here. In fact, I mean, it's probably the reason of being for a brand to consider going into TikTok is, being able to find your advocates and then use your top advocates as the creative to promote your business and grow. There are many obvious benefits to the brand, targeting different audiences. So you can start out, anywhere from, 4 or 5 different influencers, that is, with different messages, different backgrounds, but push them, to produce more organic looking content. Obviously the engagement factor to this is immense. It's much more different. I'll show you some stats here in a little bit. And working with TikTok here, it gives you that ability to expand on the relationships with those creators. Now, they may not just be on TikTok too, they could be on other channels too, and that gives you a lot of maneuverability to working together. Many benefits for the creator. I mean, it's a reason why a lot of people would focus on building their presence on TikTok. Obviously earning potential is there. There's less work, involved. That is, in focusing on quality content if you give them the ability to do so. And you can build out your own followership by having a third party promote your content as well. So you're essentially as self-fulfilling as you go as well. There are best practices around how to engage with licensees. And number one is, you understand that they're opening up their content and they're essentially their accounts to that brand. So you really want to make sure that you're answering every question, that you're conveying that you're in this together, and that yes, mistakes can be made or whatever. Put them at ease. That's number one. Number two, give them free creative ability. Let them create at, kind of at the heart's desire what they think is going to be best, because you might be pleasantly surprised. Where you can, automate, of course. So for us, we use platforms like Everflow, and for affiliate tracking at a smaller level, it's pretty sustainable. At a larger level, where you're hiring hundreds of different influencers, there are bigger tools like Rad Intelligence and things like that, which we use as well. The other things, are just monitor campaign performance. Let them know what's working. Give them the feedback they need to generate content that's going to resonate best. And also, like, give them encouragement to use different, like, call to actions, things that are strong that'll help to convey and bring in sales. Again, it helps everybody at the end of the day why you're doing that. Of course, put everything in writing. It's like a legal contract. You want to make sure that what you discuss is understood, and there's an exchange of that as well. And like I said, when you're starting out, try different. Don't necessarily do just one person, put all eggs in one basket, but take an approach with 5 different users, different audiences, and just it's a try. Sometimes it's trial and error like that. Yeah, so a little bit on because what to expect, right? So from the creator licenses, we generate the Spark ads. Essentially, it's taking that organic content and converting it to the brand's own promotional ad. So a lot of things that you can do with it. You're talking about taking that organic content and essentially adding overlays to it, like a call to action button, giving it more interactivity. That is, with being able to interact with the profile photo, swiping left on it to access the profile, following the account as well, and then of course the music side to it too. So there are some things that it may look similar to, but essentially the Spark ad gives it more interactivity, and it looks as though more authentically that it's coming from that person, not brand X. So there's that. Ultimately, like why you're doing this, you're saving time and it's going to perform a hell of a lot better than a traditional unit. So you're talking about 145% higher click-through rate as we've seen, lower click-through rate because of that, and that depends on the objective too. I'll show you kind of what that kind of breaks down as, and higher conversion rate, and that's largely because of the trust factor on this. Yeah, I mean, some differences here. This looks very similar, but overall, what you need to know is that it's the organic contents, the creator's content that you have now taken in, added to, the Spark Ads Asset Center and the Ad Manager, and you're using it as your own creative. So how do you go about that, and how do you create the Spark ad as part of this collaboration process? Number one, when you're going through the discovery feature within the app, look for different content, look for different video content that resonates best. So you could enter in uh, your brand, a competitor's brand, a generic keyword that maybe is highly relevant to your business. Look for something that is going to resonate really strongly. Second, engage with the creator on that. Get into a discussion about partnership and leveraging that creative for a Spark ad. So a few things you talk about are rate, but also the window of collaboration could be 7 days, 30 days, 60 days. It's not infinite. And then from there, when you have an agreement, they're going to need to make the ad available, or the content available for ads. When they do that, they'll generate a code, and that code is shared with you. When you're in the Spark Ads assets part of the Ad Manager, you basically take the code that was provided, conduct a search, identify the asset that has been assigned and allocated to you, and then from there, you're able to bring that into your campaign and go through the regular campaign creation process.